Hey guys, so this is a tournament I played. Excuse me, it was a sit and go rather. I believe it was an 18-man, I want to say. I could be wrong. 18 or 27. But I'm doing this for one of my students. He's trying to move up in the ranks of sit and goes. So hopefully he'll be able to learn a good amount from this. Sorry about the Skype. It's a group called the Mexican Skank. But I'm doing a series called Coaching Lou, and this particular video is on me just to help my student out. So right off the bat, we get ace queen, and we 4x. My HUD stats just popped up. We race at 80, which is 4x, which is standard race. 60 or 80 is good. And we got three reaction here. 2 other people called, so we're gonna c-bet. We don't have to make it ridiculously big or anything, like half pot should be fine. On this particular board, they should have overcards a lot of the times, and we have 2 overs, plus a backdoor flush draw if another club comes. So that seems pretty standard to me. We bet, the guy shoves. We only have 2 overs, so often he'll just have a pair or maybe an overpair or something like that. Worst case scenario, I should say best case scenario, he has a flush draw. So that's an easy bet fold there. Even if he made a small bet, unless he min raised, then we should be folding. Nothing much going on here. Just a bunch of idiots trying to play this pot. Once again, sorry about the Skype. I didn't realize it would come up. I should have put it to the side of the table. Eight-7 offsuit is the easy fold under the gun. We should be opening with a tight range under the gun. Even if we have, say, king 10 or ace 9, hands like that, and below, we should just be folding. But if we had those hands in late position, that would be an easy open. And the reason is because when we're under a gun, we have a full table left to act. So it's more, it would be more likely for someone to have a dominating hand, and we end up value owning ourselves. Say we have ace 9, the flop comes ace XX, and we try to, keep betting. Oftentimes, we just put ourselves in a tough spot. I think I remember this hand. This guy donk shoves. Yep. Pretty sure he's got a boat. Someone calls with the king high flush, I think. Or ace high flush. That was a really poorly played hand by the guy who had the boat. That's an easy fold on the turn. Easy check here, and now we flop pretty good. We get a low pair plus flush draw, so we got bet out even though it's against a few guys, but it is a limp pot, so keep that in mind. And after we brick, you know, at least someone has a queen, at least someone's got to have like a mid-pocket pair or something, so we check. We would call a small bet on the turn if someone were to bet. But if someone bet big, then I would just probably fold. And the reason why I chose 250 in that particular spot is because they check the turn, so it's unlikely that they have the king. And first of all, it's unlikely they have the king because it's a limp pot. They would normally raise pre-flop with a good king. And that's a standard fold. We don't have the odds to call with 7-2 suited. Oh yes, I was right. It's the 18-man sit and go. With ace-jack here, it's an easy isolation because there's a ton of limpers, and we always have the best hand. Almost always, I should say, unless someone's trying to limp and shove or something. And if either of these guys shove, the 827 guy or the biggest fish, we would have called because of their stack size, and we often have the best hand. Yeah, when I bet small because of stack sizes, and if he has something, he'll probably shove. And you know, turn is kind of an annoying spot because a lot of tens are in his range more than aces, but you know, there's a chance he's bluffing and he can have worse aces in his range and try and take an odd line. Sometimes they call and then shove the turn with an ace. Sometimes with air, maybe sometimes with jack queen or something, or hands like that, or you know. So we kind of just have to call and just hope for the best. Only time I really fold there is if the guy had a lot of chips and he was like over bet shoving or something like that. Like over bet shoving by a lot. Oh, there goes iTunes. So much for concentrating on the game, right? Yeah, I normally play a lot more than just one table at once, so this is kind of boring for me, I guess you can say. Boring for me in terms of not getting a hand that often, like usually used to getting a few hands at once since I play a bunch of tables at once. There I go again with the fucking iTunes. (10-2) standard fold from any position, so we don't even have to think about it. We can just click auto fold. Blind just went up to 25.50. We're doing pretty well. We got 50 something big blinds. There you go, I'm opening up every fucking screen. Websites, Facebook, everything. iTunes, Skype, you name it. I'm doing everything but concentrating on this one table, which you should not be doing. You should be concentrating on, at this time, you should be concentrating on what your opponents are doing and maybe taking notes on them and their particular tendencies or what they've done. Learn from them. Seven three, easy fold. It's kind of weird. I think that was a limp pot and he just donk shoved. 9-5, standard fold from under the gun. Ace 2 in the big blind, we'll see the action. Definitely by no means is an auto fold. Yeah, against that, it's an easy fold. Even against the original raise of 175, it's an easy fold. Wow. I got lucky. The reason it's an easy fold is because we're out of position with ace 2, and even if we flop an ace, even if we flop a 2, there's going to be overcards, and even if we flop an ace, we're really not sure what to do against multiple bets or whatever, so it's best to just fold it. There you go, standard flip ace king versus 5s. Looks like the 5s are going to win. Nine five. It can go either way. I don't think I mind an open, but I probably just fold. We can try steal blinds, but I think I'd rather just have a fold because it kind of sucks. We don't really have that much equity. I like to have like a big and low card at least. Make big pairs at least. Seven five suited, easy fold. Also, in the beginning of the match, you should be 4xing or 3 or 4xing from like any position, basically, like 3x or 4x a big blind. But in later stages, as the blinds go up, you have more fold equity for min raises and 3x. So usually, when it gets higher, maybe when we have like 20 to 40 big blinds or something like that, or when the blinds just relatively get high, I usually just min raise or 2.5x. You'll have the same fold equity as the other sizing. So just something to keep in mind. biggest fish should be either shoving or folding. And when this guy min raises, he's under a gun, so his hand strength should be greater than if he were in other positions. So either our only play is to shove or fold here with the queen nine. And that's because flying is just bad. You really don't have that much stack to pot ratio, so it's just really bad to just call there and hope to and just pray to hit a pair. Same thing here, either shove or fold. If everyone else folds, I like shoving here with the ace jack against these guys with 16 big blinds about. Now this guy min raises, and I think it's kind of close between shoving and calling. Obviously we're never folding. I think I like calling just because we have position, and if one of the other guys squeezes as a shove, like if they were to raise all in, we're probably good. So, and then we get to see what they do, what the Fed sucks balls guy does if one of them shoves. But on this particular flop, if he bets, all we can do is really fold, especially against that sizing. That sizing is always strong. It's almost a pot size bet, and you know, I think that sizing always indicates a good hand. But I think raising all in there, it can't be a mistake either. I think it was relatively close. It's probably why I took some time to think about either shoving or calling rather. I think I would like to call more if I knew that the 420 smokers or the mostly money guy were kind of aggressive and kind of raising a lot of pots and squeezing. And by the way, a squeeze is like in the other hand, when the Fed suck balls guy, he raised, and if I were to call and say smoker shoved or he raised, by him raising or shoving, that's considered a squeeze. And like I said before, our under gun range should be pretty tight, so that's why we fold there. The queen 10 offsuit. Now we got a pretty good hand in the big blind. King Jack offsuit. This guy really hasn't played that many hands, so I probably would still fold, and he's in early position, so I think at best we're flipping. And some hands he'll have like ace queen or ace king or ace jack, and we'll just be so dominated, or king queen. So I'd like a fold, especially after the Denmark or whatever his name is, Denmac, decides to call. And the Fed guy has the same hand we had, just suited, so he's probably going to lose. We have a pretty relatively good hand. King 9 suited in the small blind. If it gets folded to us, we should just shove, because this guy has less than 10 big blinds. When this guy shoves, I think folding is the best play because he's like a call-in station. He hasn't raised one pot since he's been here. And king high is, rarely good. It's mostly flipping for lucky. E7-4 offsuit, it's an easy fold. Ten-9, the big blind, we're going to have to see the action to determine what the best play is. And we get a walk, and we get some free chips. King 10 in the small blind, pretty good hand. And shoving should be pretty good here with 15 big blinds. See what I do. I should shove. Nope. And I'm not really a huge fan of that. I might have done that because and here's shoving is completely standard. Before I might have done that because this 420 smokers is calling a lot. And I might have wanted to just play pull swap with him, but I think that's, a poor decision because of my stack size. And we hit top of this guy's range pretty much. He hits jacks and wins it. And we just got a shove here. We don't even have 10 big blinds, and ace high is relatively the best hand. Even when the biggest fish limps, he usually has a weak hand, unless he's trapping. Ace queen, snap fold, snap shove. I was thinking shove, but then I saw fold. I don't know, I'm fucking retarded sometimes. Ace queen, easy shove. We're hoping for a call. Ace 8, seems like the last few hands we've been getting pretty lucky. And this is a really good hand. It's too bad if he limped or shoved, it's an easy call. Yeah, shoving is pretty good here, unless I feel as though, I think I felt as though I shoved like the past 4 or 5 hands, so it's really just an image thing, I guess. I didn't want them to look me up light. And usually I would just shove here, but I min raise because I have aces. And there could be a debate about just shoving, but I think that it's fine considering my opponents. I don't really have that high of respect for him to really analyze the hand that well to know that I'm particularly strong when I min-raise there. Sixes, I should just shove. I'm not really sure what I do. Yeah, that's I think I did that because once again I shoved. I've been shoving like a lot of hands. I didn't want them to call me light because it's usually a flip, but either way, I think I should have just shoved. It's easy to let things get you paranoid, especially when I've been getting a lot of good hands, and I guess I was just a little worried that they called me off light because they're not really the best of players, and they might just be like, all right, this tournament didn't cost that much, fuck it, I call.
So we have ace-8 suited in big blind. We got a little bit more than 10 big blinds. Got probably like 12 or 13. The biggest fish either raised or called, or limped rather, or completed, however you want to say it. We would have shoved there. And when this guy shoves for 12 big blinds, being that he's a calling station, his stats for 24-2, it's likely he has a good hand, and us folding ace high there is a pretty big fold in my opinion, but I think it's a good one. Now we're at the final table. So you can see the background's blue on RPM Poker. That signifies a final table. Gets folded to us. I just fold. If it was folded to us, I probably would have shoved though. Unless we feel as though Thor 2010 would be calling too light and we would not have that much fold equity. But I really don't think that's the case. So basically when it's get folded around to us, when we're in late position, we're shoving with really wide range at these at this level, considering our stack size and the blinds. Now we click the auto fold button, which, if we fold in this particular case, that's fine because the guy who limped, but I think it's kind of close to whether we should just auto fold or not. I think I should have waited to see what the action was, but regardless, the guy limped and I would have just folded. It's not like we have queen, king, or ace high there, which in which case it would be a pretty easy shove in my opinion. This guy limps under a gun, and there's a couple limpers. I just, it's more profitable to shove per se, but it's also more likely to get someone who just calls you off in those types of situations, because sometimes people limp as a trap. Now the blinds are getting up there. We're getting into the red zone again. I would just fold here. Shoving is okay, but it's not the greatest play considering there's a bunch of players left to act. We're only in like mid position. I would just fold. we can get aggressive once we're in the blinds or on the button. Unless we get a really good hand, we should just be auto folding from these positions. Yep, auto fold. Easy fold. And no one here seems really to be good or anything like that. I wouldn't really classify any of these players as good. So when we shove, we should have a lot of fold equity, keeping that in mind. Unless they're a huge station, but usually the fishy type of opponents, the opponents that are bad, either call with a really wide range, or once it gets down to the final table, they want to make the money. They want to make some money, so they want to just weigh it out, and they'll be very fit or fold, and they'll be scared quite often of big bets or shoves or whatever the case may be. We can auto fold this. He min raises, but min raise is pretty stronger than if we're in the beginning stages of a tournament or a sit and go and someone min raises. We're not doing anything with 4-2 regardless, so it's an easy fold. Yeah, we just got a shove here. He has no chips, and Jack High normally is, Jack 10 is in good shape against a random two cards, any two cards. Plus there is, yeah, he might even fold it up. It's just bad to say, which is really bad. He should be calling with any two cards there, because he has no chips left. Now we have king, so I normally would just shove here, which I think I think we should just shove. If we had aces, I can see slow playing or try to string everyone along or something like that, but being that we're short and the guy limped, there's a lot of dead money in the pot, and we don't want to risk an ace coming on the flop and not knowing what to do. That's an easy fold. You know, at these late stages, it's kind of just a shove or fold type scenario. You shouldn't be calling too much. The only time you should be calling is to slow play a monster or something like that. We get pretty good cards here. Shoving is perfectly fine. We've been shoving with all our other hand, bluffs, everything like that, so we should be shoving when we get good cards as well, so that we keep up that good balance. And let's hope he doesn't catch an ace. Or, yep, or an 8. Blinds go up again. And the antes as well. Guy with ace-9, he limped to the biggest fish, who probably they were like 10 to 12 big blinds effective, I think, but I'm not sure. I would take a note about that. That the the guy who was in the small blind limped to induce a shove, because that's exactly what he did. And King 9 is close there because we only have 10 big blinds and everyone seems to be fishy, but I don't mind the fold because we also have to get through the whole field because we are early position. So I don't really mind it, but it can go either way. I'm fine with either shoving or folding. Now we get queens again. Running pretty good. There's a min raise, and then this guy smokers. He shoves, and he should have a pretty wide range. A lot of kings, a lot of aces, a lot of broadways, a lot of pocket pairs. And he had the same hand, believe it or not. Hopefully he doesn't get runner hearts. Nope, he doesn't. I say nice hand, but I really mean fuck you. If that guy didn't min raise, I would shove definitely against this Demac guy. This guy, I can't even read his name, but he seems to be opening pretty wide, so we can probably 3-bet him quite a bit, 3-bet shove him with a light range, because we're gonna have to play back at him because he just keep putting dead money in the pot without a good range of hands. So we're probably going to exploit that leak of his. I forget if I do or not, but we'll see. Ace Jack, easy shove no matter what happens. He'll probably open. He's been opening a lot. Yeah, this is an easy shove. Guy has such a wide range. Any ace, any king, any pocket pairs. Probably even opens like Queen 9, Queen 10, hands like that. Suited connectors, whatever. He has a pretty wide range. Now he raised a lot and doesn't know what to do, I guess. It's a huge mistake raising that much and then folding. It's really bad. Yeah, Jack 9 can go either way. There are a few hands like that, but the guy in the button only has 800 chips about, so we don't really want to shove and risk him calling, and then people know. Then we have a crappy image. If everyone folds, we gotta just shove against this guy. He only barely has any chips, and I was gonna auto fold there. I was about to say, oh, that was really bad, but we folded because the other guy called. So there's no reason for us to play a crappy hand when there's someone else trying to knock him out. We get a pretty good hand, King Jack suited, and we can just shove. He's got no chips left. We're basically shoving for a really wide range here, but not any two cards. Not any two cards because he's gonna be calling a lot because he has no chips. And we catch a king, which is nice. This will be an easy fold no matter what happens. Not easy. I don't know why I keep saying fucking easy fold. Easy shove no matter what happens. Might be because I only got 5 hours of sleep and being an idiot. That was pretty close. I think a shove would be perfectly fine there. I might prefer a shove there. These guys seem pretty bad. They're just folding all the time. And, well, they probably don't have a choice. They got shit cards, so they gotta fold. What are they gonna do? They think I'm bluffing, so they call. Like, they're risking their whole stack. This is an easy fold. That guy never raises. He's 13-3. He, out of 72 hands, which is a decent sample size for a Singo, he's going to be having a tight range there, and we're doing very poorly against that. If it was folded around to us, I would shove. Like I said, this guy is really active, so we might have to pull some 3-bet bluffs or something like that, or really have to exploit his leaks of raising too much just because he has a big stack and thinks he's the big man at the table. But we all know that's not true. He probably has no clue what the fuck he's doing. When this guy calls, I think that's a pretty good shove because, the other guys are kind of short too, so I can understand if you want to fold and kind of play it safe because, they're in the blinds the next hand or whatever. But I think a shove is good because we have king high and the guy has been, raising a lot, so I can see both sides of it. Like, you're afraid because he limps if he's doing it with monsters, but I think often he'll just have cards that he's trying to see a flop with. So, especially given that we've seen him in a bunch of pots, I feel like he's that type of player that, will do that with suit connectors, some pocket pairs, hands like that. Maybe like a big and low card or big and medium card, some one-suited gappers as well. So, and someone else just got knocked out. I think we just gotta call this because he's pretty active, and we have second pair as well. But when he double barrels, he might have a 9 or a queen. Or he can have a draw, but we don't really want to risk that much. And we make a standard shove with jack high. So the guy has less than 10 big blinds. I think he has 9-ish. And we can shove again here. Only reason why you wouldn't shove here is if you think someone, you've been shoving too much and it's kind of getting to lines where you're just shoving so much that you're just full of shit. And someone might call you down way too light. That one's close because this guy's been limping a lot, and I can see if someone has an argument for just shoving there. But I'm pretty sure I like playing it safe, considering the biggest fish only has a few big blinds left. And we have ace king. We can't get away from this. We just shove. And yeah, he's going to call such a wide range, and he unfortunately outflops us. It's a flip. He got lucky that it's a flip. But he's just a really bad player. He's not that good. And that's how it is sometimes. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We ended up coming in third, and I hope you guys enjoyed the series so far as well of coaching Lou, and hopefully this has helped Lou out just watching me play and seeing the spots that are plus EV to shove and some minimal post swap plays. It was kind of hard to include that because of the stack sizes. It was kind of like a push or shove a lot of those spots, but I hope it helped you guys and Lou in particular. And this is Russ signing off. Good luck, guys.